Boom. All right, we should be live. Yeah. By the way, let me know if a fan makes any noise, and I can just turn it off. But
All right, I don't hear it yet.
yeah, we're chilling. We're chilling. Wait for a few people to get in here. I will quickly link it in the Discord. Let me just give me a second. I gotta go on YouTube to do this. Perfect. You see the thumbnail, by the way?
No, I haven't checked it out yet. Let me see.
You're gonna love it.
Let me know if you need me to, I don't know, like retweet anything or.
Yeah, it sounds good.
You got
I'm
me in the
going.
bottom left.
Yes, sir. Of course. Yeah, I'm just
CD and
gonna,
JT.
bro. Got to. Got 6 people in here right now. What are the comments? Let's go. We gotta start getting this thing hyping up. But yeah, we're for any of you watching, obviously you see the underdog tag in the corner, you see the mock draft in the corner or at the top of the screen as well. We're gonna be actually heading into a Ball Mania 3. Got my boy Ron over here. In a state that we're allowed to do it. Obviously, Ron being in New Jersey, myself not as fortunate being in Ontario. So appreciate you coming on and giving the viewers a show.
Of course, man. I'm happy. I'm happy to be on here. Of course, I always tell you, I have a great time on the
Amen.
Fantasy Stock Exchange when I'm on
Amen.
here. And
Yeah,
we got something special for these guys, man. We're gonna run a draft on here and then turn around, go on my channel, run a draft on there.
was
So
just about to say that too. For
tons
those
of content for these boys today. We're spoiling the fellas today.
For those of you watching, just as Ron kind of said right now, so we'll be doing a draft over here, Underdog Fantasy Ball Mania 3 draft over here. And at 2 o'clock, we actually have another stream scheduled to go out and hop on Ron's channel, do another draft there. So filling your guys Saturdays with a ton of content prior to some playoff hockey. So we'll get through some comments here. Tiz TV says, let's go, brother. What's good, Danny? Let's do this. Let's get it, P2. Noted gang, yes, sir. I love that. And welcome back to the basement. What up, Ron?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, Tyler?
Dude, you got to start shouting out Noti Gang like Xerxes.
Amen. Yo, he's popping with that, brother. He's popping. Ready for some football? Yeah, dude. I cannot wait. And again, like we'll show you guys when we're entering this Ball Mania. So if you want to, hop in, maybe, try to pick snipe us. I don't know. Yeah, whatever you guys want, feel free. We can handle whatever comes our way, though.
I got my good luck charm with me.
What's up, Pionio? Joe, yo, that's
the vibes.
Brother's got the underdog ring and the Jets colored shirt. He is a full vibe.
Dude, I'm trying to look like Brady.
Traded Gibson for Rojo in a 2023 first. If that's a random 2023 first, and if it's not pegged into the 12 to 16 range,
and a 16 teamer, that's 100%.
Tough. Well, like if it's random, I'm more than fine with that. Honestly, if it's random,
yeah.
Because like again, let's be honest here. If I'm looking at it, like you can say right now, how many players projectable from an asset standpoint would you kind of rank ahead of Rojo, or not Rojo?
In 2023.
Like I would
ahead
probably,
Gibson?
Yeah, Gibson. Sorry, yeah, not Rojo. I'm dumb. Probably like you can make
the 3 wide receivers, probably like 4 running backs,
2
tight
quarterbacks.
end, 2 quarterbacks.
So that's like 10,
probably
11
like
already.
10 or 11.
So yeah, as long as that's not pegged into late, like Rojo's not a big,
Yeah, as long as he's not like the champion last year.
Yeah, exactly. How crazy would I be to take JMO and Sky back to back over Garrett Wilson? I can't do that personally, brother. Honestly, and again, I understand here. You do not like you're scared about taking 3 Jets there because obviously with Brees and Elijah Moore, but genuinely do not take them over Garrett Wilson. If you don't want Garrett Wilson, just use that pick as a leverage and try to gain some value because there's going to be somebody that much values Garrett Wilson over those other 2, in my opinion.
100%.
Simple moves, simple little move backs.
I'm going to post this on my Discord real quick.
Sounds good. Yo, that's actually what I was about to do as well. Here, let me just I got to mute that Discord. Boom. I will link this in the Discord. Obviously, if you guys are watching, you're already going to know. But speaking of playoff hockey, you're a Leafs fan, Tyler? Oh gosh. I have to be talking my shit though. So
you're not rooting for Canada?
Heck no, or not for the Leafs. I'm rooting for Canada. Heck, not the Leafs.
Calgary.
I mean, Calgary could win. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. Though I do have a 25er on Colorado winning at plus 450. So I kind of want.
Okay, why'd you put that in?
A while ago when they were like, I don't know, not as hyped. Now like it's pretty clear that they're probably the best team in the league right now. So it's a little hype. Damn, a collab. I have to leave the house. Have a good one, boys. Appreciate it. Hey, you can always watch it back, brother. That's what's up. Here, I'm going to post this and at everyone in the Discord. Everyone up on here. Give me a second. Burke's rookie camp not starting off well. Did you see that?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I don't care.
I don't care either. It's like Jamar Chase's drops last year, but it's just so funny because like everything that people have been saying, like, is Burks out of shape? Is Burks out of shape? And then that comes out. It's like, okay. Trey Gibson in the 106 for Pittman. Yeah, you robbed that guy blind there, Jesse. Great job. That is how you set the tone on your league mates right there.
Yeah, that's tough.
A2 of my faves. What's good, fellas? We got the boy Nate. Get a little shout out there.
Yes, sir.
Traded Davis Mills for Jahan Dotson. Davis is my quarterback 3. I'm more than fine with that. I have Jahan Dotson ranked more than Ron, but I think even Ron can say he would prefer the first round receiver.
Yeah, I would as well. That's like what Davis Mills for like a late first, very easily.
Yeah. Is there? He's got that T-Mac in the back.
Got to rep T-Mac.
I'm about an hour away from Toronto. You're repping the T-Mac. Match made in heaven here. Oh, he's got okay. So
yeah, that's what I heard. I heard he had asthma.
I didn't even know that
asthma thing.
Yeah. Hey, got the old lady with me this time, so I'm here for the. Yeah, I swear every time Josh is in a stream, like like an hour in, he's like, "Oh, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go pick up the old lady." So you got her ready. You're
He's talking about his mom.
Yeah. Here, let me.
Good thing this is a mom-friendly channel.
Amen. We love moms. On God. Here, give me 1 second. I'm gonna put tags in this because that probably would have been beneficial. Here. I put the tags in the actual stream, but not in the YouTube. So I'm just fixing that real quick. All right. We should have some traffic flowing in now. What's up, boys? We got the OG Brock in the chat. You love to see it.
Yeah,
but,
Brock's the boy.
She's offended? Oh, why?
We're welcoming her in.
We love it.
I would want nothing more than a mother to use our promo codes.
Amen. Amen. Get some mother drafts on Best Ball Mania. The vibe.
A late day Mother's Day present.
Imagine that flex. You're entering Best Ball Mania, and your mom just enters one, and she ends up winning the $2 million on you.
Dude,
that's
generational wealth.
Amen.
Oh, his girlfriend.
Oh, don't kill me.
That's hilarious.
I was just watching one of your videos, Ron. There you go. You got the OGs. The
old ball and chain.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Hey, even more though, if your girlfriend wins Best Ball Mania, then so that's a little bragging right piece. But speaking of Best Ball Mania, Ron, share your screen. We're gonna launch into this draft, and if you guys want to try to snipe myself and the boy Ronald, then be my guest here. Is there?
Boom. I think we're in.
What's up, Patrick? Here, I got that screen share. Dom's in the 112 or 103, 207, 209. That just sounds like a lot of Fugaz after the 103. Just give me Dobbins. Okay. What do you think?
All right, should we hop right in? Should we sort of preview what Best Ball Mania is? What are we saying?
Well, yeah, we can explain it. A lot of people here aren't familiar, but for those of you who have never seen the stream before, probably just hopping in for the first time, Best Ball Mania is the premier best ball tournament currently available. Winner, as you can see, gets $2 million, $10 million total in prize pool money. So for $25, to get a chance to win $2 million of generational type of wealth, you may as well take your shot. And that's what we're going to be doing here for you today on my stream, and then right after following over on Ron's channel.
Of course.
Old ladies and OG think these are two. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're some youngins over here. One quarterback. What would you add to Watson to get to Josh Allen, if anything? It's hard for me to contextualize like quarterback market value in a one quarterback league.
I agree. I don't play in any one quarterback dynasty leagues anymore.
What would you say? Probably like, would you be willing to do Watson in the late first this year?
I honestly, in a one quarterback league, I wouldn't be going for a guy like Watson. Like, I think in a one quarterback league, I think it makes sense to go for those like high upside, like short term starter guys. So like, whereas like a Jalen Hurts kind of has like a lower floor in like Superflex, I think I would try to go from like Watson to Hurts and try and net the difference. Value. But depends. I mean, if it's like 6-point passing and they're kind of juiced, then whatever. But to get to Josh Allen, yeah, I guess like a late first, but I wouldn't really want to. I mean, I guess in this draft class, the late first and a one quarterback gets pretty ugly. So.
Facts. Wait, there's only one like right now, guys. That's let me just make sure that's not actually the case. That's a little upsetting to hear. There's currently 41 concurrent viewers in here. I'm sure it's going to keep going up and up as you guys see this draft. It's at 16 likes right now. Come on, boys. Let's see that up to 20, 25 at minimum right here. But yeah, if she wins, you taught her everything she knows. There we go. 203, 204, 302 for Kyler. And yeah, that I'm fine with that. That's a lot of Fugaz. I mean, honestly, in a one quarterback league, you're eyeing a difference maker, and Kyler is clearly a difference maker. So I'm fine with giving up, a bunch of dart throws for a locked and loaded quarterback one like that. 10-team Superflex only. Running backs: Mixon, Najee, Lenny, Penny. Should I take Walker at 3 or take a wide receiver? I'm always going best player available, and Walker does not rank over the 3 receivers for me. So I would go with whichever one you have higher. Me personally, it'd be Drake London if he's somehow there. If Drake London's gone, it would be Treylon Burks. And then obviously, again, if Hall somehow fell, but I'm assuming he's gone if you're mentioning Walker. That 23 class video was really good, Ron. There you go. May or may not have a little sneak peek into talking 2024 this week over here. So might expand from that. But yeah, Ron covered how much of a gold mine that oncoming 2023 class is about to be. Yes, sir. What do you make of that dreadful Miami backfield? Michelle, Edmonds, Gaskin, Mostert. Honestly, all I'm seeing from that is just take a shot on the cheapest one in the best ball.
Yeah, I agree. I've been taking shots at Mostert.
Yeah, I don't mind that because I mean, if he's healthy, he's going to have some spike weeks. Obviously, the main concern there is going to be the health and the age. But if he does stay healthy, he's the perfect fit for a McDaniel scheme. Not a bad way. I love y'all's comment. Appreciate that, Cairo. Appreciate that. What's up, guys? Thoughts if you guys would do Waddle for the 106 in Pittman or Waddle for Elijah Moore in 2023 first? I'm doing 100% of the time. 100% of the time. I'm assuming you agree.
My brain is struggling to compute this right now.
would you
Waddle for 106 in Pittman or Waddle for give me Waddle and Elijah Moore in a 23 first over Pittman and the 106.
Yes, sir. Sure. Ron Higgins or AJB? Ooh, let's. The chat knows my thoughts on this. Where are you leaning?
We're gonna disagree. I would take AJ Brown regardless of format. Even as much as I love T Higgins, regardless of format, I would take AJ Brown.
For the record, they are back to back for me, but I slightly have.
Higgins they're same tier for me.
Yeah, which is more than fine. Again, you want to shoot for the ceiling, given the target share of AJB. Go ahead if you want to, have that insulation of situation. A little rhyme there, call myself a rapper. You go with Higgins. In a one quarterback, I just sell quarterback high and buy low. Trade Lamar after. Yeah, that's
what you should be doing.
My Lamb for Pittman in 2023 first from a top 5 team, 12-man, 1 quarterback. I want more for Lamb if that's going to be a contending team.
Yeah, I agree.
I've already got 6 2023 seconds. Yeah, you're collecting there, Corey. Love to see it. Love everything you two put out. I just traded Gibson and Fields for Breece Hall. Breece, I'm assuming that's Breece Hall and Matt Ryan. I was wondering your guys' take.
Breece, Bell, and Matt Ryan. So I imagine David Bell?
Breece, David Bell, and Matt Ryan, I'm assuming that is?
Yeah.
I would want more for Gibson and Fields personally if that's a super flex.
Yeah, it's
just tough
close,
giving up
but I'd probably like Fields and Breece kind of almost cancel out. Like Breece is slightly ahead of Fields, but like in a similar tier range, and then Gibson for Matt Ryan and David Bell is tough.
That's close, actually. You know what?
Yeah. What? Because I probably put Breece Hall almost like a full round ahead in a startup.
Yeah, you know what? If you have a quarterback situation to deal with the loss of Fields, I don't mind it. But if you don't, it's kind of tough going from obviously a Konami code, high ceiling type of quarterback and not like getting something back. I don't know. I'd want to know your team situation here because it's tough giving up a quarterback like that. That's actually really close though. AJ Brown, in my opinion, because that dude's so cold. David Bell, sorry for the confusion. Of course, brother. Of course. I'm not able to compete this year and I have Najee Harris. I have 3 first next year and they are pubs early. Would you trade Najee for multiple picks and continue rebuilding or stick with him? By multiple picks, are you saying multiple 2023 first? Because if that's the case, I'm taking that. Assuming they're not.
How many would it take for you? What would you 2023 firsts? 2 random for Najee?
Yes. I would feel more than comfortable taking that.
I think it's close.
Yeah, I think it's more like, again, we kind of talked about it. We did our most overvalued player per round team or video, and it's kind of tough for me not to make parallels to the fact that Najee Harris just had a 401 opportunity season and yet wasn't winning anybody leagues.
Yeah.
Let's keep that in mind. So he has as much volume as we could possibly want. He's going to be 25 going into next offseason. So why are we valuing him as a top 15 asset as a community?
It's really just people thinking that like people are just getting caught up that he's going into year 2 and they're not really looking at the age is what I think.
Dude,
Like his age is crazy. He's older than Jonathan Taylor and Swift, man. Like that's insane.
He is 2 years exactly older than me.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. I think he's only a month younger than Josh Jacobs.
That's crazy to me. I'm with you, Corey. I got 4, trying to get more, but my league are a bunch of Smeagol's. Also, my first ever breach here, so I want to get it done. And I have, okay, I'm fine with that in your situation, especially if you're trying to win, of course. I mean, Kirk and Matt Ryan after Burrow, I think that's a solid quarterback core to have.
Yeah.
Where do you guys think McBride is going to go in next year's rookie drafts, or is it too hard to say? I mean, McBride's this year. What? You mean startups, maybe?
Could be startup.
I'm not sure. If it's like, where would he rank if he was in next year's class? He'd probably be, what, a mid-third, maybe? Where would you rank McBride if he was in next year?
McBride if he was in the 2023 class?
Yeah, because, I mean, Mayer's clearly going to be over him.
I want to ask you, like, what if he had, what if he said Mayer instead of McBride? Where do you think, what do you feel about Mayer?
Mayer's probably going to be a high 2, if I were to guess right now.
High 2?
That's probably where
it seems like I saw him going to mock like top 10. They're saying that he's supposed to be.
It's tough to go that far given the draft class in a non-tight end premium, in my opinion. But you know, I mean, you could make
tight end premium. You'd say like late first.
I would say so. Yeah, I mean, because we still have like some question marks. Obviously, some volatile boom bust players that we're still kind of projecting. You know, a Quentin Johnson, as much as I love him, like maybe he doesn't have a great year, or Zach Evans. I mean, as efficient as he's been, he's still never been able to command a full workload thus far in college. We'll see how that changes at Ole Miss, but there's still some question marks we want to deal with. Again, I'm fine just shooting at the upside of the more valuable positions, if you will, because
I agree.
I mean, realistically, what Mayer is probably a
I want to see him test.
Prospect to Hawkinson.
That's really that's what it looks like right now. Is he looks like a Hawkinson, unless if he tests like a Gesicki, which I doubt. But
yeah, we're hoping he can push the 4.6 area. That's what we're hoping, because otherwise he's gonna get pegged as Hawkinson. He's gonna fall in drafts. Looking to tear down from Watson or Kyler. Got an offer of Goff, Debo for Watson. That's not enough for me. I'd probably need a first attached to that, to be honest. What do you think?
Looking to tear down from Watson or Kyler, Goff / Debo for Watson, no shot.
No, I agree with you there, but I'm saying like you would need at least a random 2023 first.
Probably a 2023 first in there to get. I mean, from Debo to Watson, a 2023 first would possibly do it for me. Those elite quarterbacks, man, I'm just not really looking to offload them for any, unless if you're giving me something like I can't refuse. Like I think 2023 first would probably be like fair value, but if I have Watson. And if I have Watson, I'm just not looking to off him and he plays is really what it comes down to. I'm not selling him for any kind of discount.
I would probably say instead of Goff, if you got like a better, like, what if that was
Zachton?
If it was Zach Wilson,
because I love Wilson.
100%. I love Zach Wilson too. Glad to hear that you're high on Zach Wilson too. I mean, as a Jets fan as well, but I mean,
I have no choice.
The question is, who can handle their milk, Higgins or AJB? I don't know, but I know Desmond Ridder absolutely cannot handle his milk.
What do you mean by that? What's handle the milk?
You don't know that?
I got no idea what you're talking about with handle.
Brother, you don't know the Tone Setter's post I'm referring to?
No.
Desmond Ridder lactose intolerant, and then his agent.
Oh my god.
His agent tweeted it with like, "Oh, this is not true," and also Dez is not lactose intolerant. It's like, I don't know, man. It sounds like he's lactose intolerant. Sounds like he can't handle his yogurt, man. I have a 12-team superflex. Someone offered Chase on trade block and wants a quarterback, running back bundle. I have Burrow and Kyler. Should I do Cincinnati stack? Chase on the block. I mean, it fully depends on the price. If you can get Jamar Chase to pair with Burrow and still have Kyler as the quarterback, yeah, that's a slam dunk. As long as it's an affordable price.
I just wouldn't give away Kyler as much. Like I know it would make sense, but if you can have Burrow and Kyler, like even if it strips down some of your depth, that would be. I don't know. I mean, it's tough because Chase's price are so crazy to try and pay for, but that would like Burrow, Chase, Kyler, but it'd get rough in that flex spot.
Agree with you there. Our Meyer best win now. Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a good call. Are Mayer and Hawkinson? I would probably say so. I mean, we kind of talked with Hawkinson. He's like a top 20 lock. Like in his draft here, obviously went number 10, I believe. It's kind of a similar situation to what we're seeing right now.
I'd say Mayer is slightly better just in terms of production, but I mean, you can also point at like Hawkinson had Fant or whatever.
That's fair. What do I have to add to Elijah Moore to get T. Higgins? And I already have Chase and Burrow as the double up on the stack, a wise move. I mean, I'm always down to just invest. Yeah, like what, an early second?
You can do like a high set, like a 202 in the 2022 class could maybe get you there.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
2 seconds?
Yeah, maybe. Mayer top 5. I would probably label him. I mean, so my 106 right now is Olave, and I would personally say that Mayer would probably be in that conversation for 106.
Yeah.
105, I can't push him over a guy like Walker because of the market value right now. I'd probably say like 106 to 108 range is about where Mayer would be if he was in this class.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like Hawkinson's disappointing performance proves that tight end is insanely that is fair because, I mean, realistically, unless you're an elite level athlete, an elite level, athletic tight end, like not a lot of tight ends create a ton of separation. So if you're not creating a ton of separation, you're relying upon touchdowns. You're relying upon consistent offensive success. So it's not like, a receiver, if he's just athletically gifted, if he's just a great separator, like he's going to just command targets no matter what. With tight ends, they're a lot more dependent on the success of the offense. I would agree with that. I mean, look at the top tight ends in fantasy. A lot of them are tethered to great situations.
You got guys like the old guys too, like Dallas Clark and Julius Thomas with Peyton Manning.
Oh my God, do you remember that? Do you remember that? Other than Kyle Pitts, he's just different. Yeah, no, like other than Kyle Pitts is not a tight end prospect. He's beyond that.
He played so many snaps out wide too at Florida, and just a crazy athlete.
It was nuts. Would you buy Josh Jacobs? If so, for what? Not
me personally.
It all obviously still depends on the cost for me. Always. I mean, if you want, what would you say his relative value would be? Like 110?
Probably somewhere in there. Probably a late first.
Like, because like once you get after like the JMO, Sky Moore, Chris Olave area for me, I think.
Oh yeah, the late first gets ugly quick.
Yeah. So I'll answer a few more here, and then just enter us into that draft. And if you guys want to try to snipe us, go ahead. Brock Bowers in 2024 is going to be dude. I agree. I mean, if this guy looks just like such an athlete, and seeing that type of production and seeing that type of potential athleticism that Bowers presents, like he is going to be a beast.
You want to count me down?
Yeah, for sure. For those of you, we are entering in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter us in.
Boom. Allow notifications, whatever. All right, we got, I think, like 6 spots open for anybody that wants to come in. It's the Best Ball Mania 3.
Yes, sir. Brother's got the red badge, eh?
Yes, sir.
Pitts is, dude, honestly, though, it's actually crazy. Thoughts on Elijah Mitchell? What picks would you want to sell him at? If you can get anything higher than 110 is like the cutoff for Jacobs. I would say Mitchell's probably around relative value to Jacobs. So if you can get anything higher than the 110 for him, the 109, 108, 107, or anything higher than that, I'm fine with selling Elijah Mitchell for that.
Would you do Elijah Mitchell and the 112 for a 23 first?
Yes. 100%.
I think that's something you could kind of mess around with. If you have a late first and Elijah Mitchell, I think that you could kind of shop around with that.
That's that, and I love that you mentioned that too, because we made a recent video like biggest mistakes, and one of the points that we said you should be doing, and instead, because a lot of people will just be on the clock and be like, oh fuck, I gotta make my pick. I'm not in love with this guy, but I gotta pick him. Your best asset in your drafts is being creative and is being proactive on the clock. That's a prime example of like a creative deal you can make. there's going to be rookie fever. There's going to be people very, very interested in that 112. So if you say here, like I'm offering you, a guy that's a top 20 dynasty running back and a first rounder this year to just parlay my pick into the 2023 class, a lot of people would be willing to make that move with you. So yeah, that's actually a really good potential deal you can look at. What is Lazard's value right now? Are we going to treat him like? No, good players are the ones that earn targets. Genuinely, like, could he be, a top 35-ish, 40-ish type of wide receiver? Because this is sure, but it's not going to, be a true difference maker, I think.
I think it'll be funny if he ends up being like a was James Jones highly drafted? I feel like no. I feel like he was kind of a nobody on that team. I just remember he could be like a James Jones, I'm not interested in him at price, but like I'll admit that, just catching passes from Aaron Rodgers, he could have an efficiency spike.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm fine with him more. I
don't want to pay to find out.
I'm fine with him more in a best ball because, I mean, I do think in best ball you're giving access to a high ceiling comparatively to redraft. You have to make those decisions on the fly. At least with like Lazard, playing in that offense, if you're in a best ball, he's going to have a couple spike weeks. It's just being able to predict it for a guy that I don't really think is too talented, to be honest. It is tricky.
Though I will say he shouldn't have gone undrafted. He wasn't that bad of a prospect out of Iowa State, but probably like difference between
mid-round type of guy
and like fifth.
All right. Wait, you cut
got the 103.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, my bad.
I think you're on board with me here. Those top three are looking pretty good right now, eh?
Yeah, like I love the top. I'm just down to go with whatever falls to us. I'm cutting off, damn.
Yeah,
let me see real quick. Let me turn down my my camera quality real quick.
Dude, you're all good. But yeah, I do think, obviously, again, I haven't been able to enjoy Best Ball Mania much recently because, obviously, Ontario regulations. But just looking at the board right now, like...
Dude, you got to go protest. You should vlog a protest. Genuinely. Get out in the streets. March for Best Ball.
Dude, you best believe when we are out of the state or out of the province coming up, I'll just, hint at that. There will be a lot of drafts I get exposure on. But, I mean, looking at that right there, it's the top 5 and then it falls off.
Yeah, I love the top 5. I mean, I would Eckler too. I would group Eckler in that top echelon too.
That's fair. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I saw Derrick Henry's name. That's why I kind of said, probably everyone under him is a little risky.
I would be into Derrick Henry if we could get any kind of discount on him. If he, I don't understand how he's going RB3. Makes
no sense. Daniel said, "Dude, I love that for you, Daniel. I would take Treylon Burks over Kenneth Walker any day of the week. So I don't think you're crazy to do that. I think you're smart.
That's how
to
I
do
have
that.
it too.
I have a really good wide receiver.
Autoed. Oh, we got Cup. All right. Do you want to go McCaffrey?
We got McCaffrey. Let's go, bro.
I'm down.
I whenever I have the opportunity to draft a 30 PPR point per game type of player at number 3 overall, I'm doing it 100% of the time.
My McCaffrey exposure is just going to be stupid.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous. I mean, the more I look at it, again, a lot of people are going to say Taylor because, he's younger. He had a good season last year. He was RB1 last year. And I get it. If you want to rank Taylor at 1 because of this safety aspect for it while still having access to a high ceiling, all for it. But I mean, I'll tell you right now, if I'm in a tournament to win $2 million, McCaffrey's probably my 101, man.
Yeah, I agree. I like this guy went Josh Allen 104.
So I'm assuming he wants access to the dig stack, maybe, like, because you can't get them at cost. I don't know.
Dude, that's crazy. His ADP is 23.5. He took him at 4.
That's I mean, if to be fair though, even if you wanted the Bill stack, why not take Diggs at 4 and then wrap around?
Dude, I don't think he's even trying to go. He's going to lose out on Diggs. That's the funny part. I don't think Diggs will make it back to him. I don't know what he's doing.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Diggs isn't even going to fall back. So, that's a little thing. By the way, is it gross if we get Matt Corral as our quarterback 3?
Matt Corral? Not really.
Like,
I'm hoping it depends on how long we wait on QB.
Fair. Like, because I mean, here, like, just look. What is his ADP? Because he's probably like a 15th rounder.
215.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
in my head, I'm trying to compute that, but I think that's last round. I think that's pretty much like 18th round.
Give or take. So 15 rounds in would get you at about 174. So yeah, he's like a 17th, 18th rounder.
Yeah, 100%. He might even go undrafted in some leagues. I don't mind it.
Kyle says, I have a really good wide receiver core with Pittman, Devontae Smith, Ayuk, and Bateman. I'm hurting for running backs. I have the one. Okay. Again, I don't draft for need, but the fact that Walker for me is relatively in that tier. If you want to take Walker, I'm not going to get mad at you. The only way I'd say it is if, like, any of these receivers were a clear-cut tier above them, I would say don't do it. But, I mean, if you want to take Walker at the 103, I think he's at least in that tier to the point where you can argue it, especially given, current market value. They all three of them kind of all go, or all four of them, if you will, kind of all go around that 4th round, early 5th round type of area in startups. So if you want to go Walker, I'm fine with it there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't even like Walker, and I'm like one of the first people to call out like the pass catching and all that, but I do love his bet as just like he could just be Javonte next year, where like he doesn't even show much, but he's a young running back, and the market's like, okay, top 5.
The comparable I actually had for him was like a J.K. Dobbins without the knee injury,
who after year 1 didn't do a ton, and he was what, like a top 8 Dynasty running back going into year 2 before the ACL.
Yeah. Heck, even with the ACL now, he's still
maintaining top 12,
10, top 11, 12 type of value. Yeah, I could see that, dude. I mean, the fact of the matter is he was the only one on the Georgia offense that produced, despite having an NFL caliber guy like Jermaine Burton, despite having a 52nd overall pick in George Pickens. Like, Brock Bowers was their leading receiver. Like, that means something to me.
It's going to be the Eric Gilbert show this year.
Dude, 12 personnel.
I love Eric Gilbert, but I know it's like a meme.
They also have what's his name? They also have a big recruit that's coming in too, like a top 3.
Another tight end or a wide receiver?
Tight end.
What the? They're gonna be running like 14 personnel.
They love it, bro. Set the tone.
All right, we're up in 2 picks here.
Looking at that, so go to the running backs real quick. I've been really liking the bimodal. I was just wanting to see if Swift fell. He clearly got sniped, I guess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going whatever wide receiver we have highest here. So, I mean, if you want access to Debo, Higgins, maybe Tyreek, whichever one.
I'm just staying quiet while this guy's picking. I personally love Debo here.
I'm fine with it. And
like,
then
I'm with you. I would be down to go like bimodaling Debo's like a tier of like Reek and T and those guys.
I would agree with that, and it still gives us access to potential stacking in the future. I'm not going to say many names,
exactly.
But it still gives you leverage there.
Of course.
Wait, what? Sorry?
Jimmy G, that is.
Of course. Dude, it's funny.
Starting quarterback.
Dude, we did a best ball draft last year, right? In the last offseason with Hayden. The first one we ever did with Hayden. And he's like, bro, like everybody's taking Trey Lance, like in the 10th round.
They took all our running backs.
Nobody's going to have it.
I'm down. Are you down for Tyreek?
Well,
I think
Tyreek Hill's gone.
Yeah, literally we were looking at James Conner. I'm down for Tyreek. I think that's actually kind of fun.
I like it. That's hilarious though. But I mean, speaking of that draft with Hayden, right? The first one we ever did with him, dude, we got a Jimmy G Niner stack.
Yeah.
Yeah, we drafted Jimmy G in the 19th round. I remember Hayden's like, hey, if he starts, nobody else is going to have a Niner stack with Jimmy G. And I'm like, that actually makes sense. And oddly enough, fucking Trey Lance never really started more than 1 or 2 games last year.
And this was like a BBM entry or like a puppy or something?
BBM last year, yeah. The first one we ever did with Hayden. Pretty jokes. We've already drafted and someone put Jacobs on trade block. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't give up a 2023 first for Jacobs. So it may be, a receiver in a second. I'm fine with that, but I wouldn't like overpay just to get him. We drafted Damon in mind with having a guy that can get yards in between the tackles. Said Smith, he's a tough football player, confident football player. We feel like we have a role for him. Yeah, I mean, he's interesting. Again, Ron doesn't like him because of the production profile and the age. I understand that, but he is the perfect film versus analytic question. For me personally, because I use both like in relative conjunction, and I've seen him. He's a very, very efficient player. Now, I still have my question marks, as kind of Ron has outlined, that is he ever going to be a full, true 3-down back? I don't think so, but does he have the efficiency? Does he have the talent? Does he have the tackle-breaking ability to produce on the touches he gets and maybe earn a role? I think that could be the case. So he's very polarizing. I would be fine, mid to late second is about where I'd put him in my rookie drafts. Ron's closer to the late second, so it's not like there's a big disparity there regardless. But he's very interesting. The one thing I'll say, though, is that don't take Pierce in the first round of your drafts.
Yeah, don't do that
right now.
I'm looking at his redraft. Like I was like, I thought I was gonna be interested in him in redraft, but To be honest with you, like I'd probably rather Algier than him
Yeah,
in a redraft.
Algier's money in a redraft. I don't
Like
want to say
I
too
would
many.
I'd want Pierce down like here in like the Gainwell, Gus Edwards, Mostert range. Like I'd rather have Mostert like a couple rounds later than Pierce. But I mean, he's a rookie. I guess you can like sort of talk yourself into the black box. Like he has upside or whatever. But it's a little tough for me to see. But
I
I
just
can see
want,
it. I like Mac at his price a little
yeah.
more.
I just quickly want to say too, James Conner at the 311 is actually like pretty solid, man. Honestly, like I mean, you're getting access to top 5 to 10 offense. You're getting him there. I mean, yeah, 5 picks after ADP. Heck, you just showed it, the fact that he got Connor in the or Cook in the first round, Connor in the third.
I think that's Connor
Am
in the
I
fourth for him.
am I
Yeah.
crazy to say that I'd
Or wait,
rather
no, I'm an
Connor
idiot.
straight up over Cook?
Connor straight up over Cook.
I'm probably gonna have it ranked that way. They're both win now type of running backs. Connor outproduced them last year, and Connor's gonna have access to a better offense.
I think didn't the Vikings brought in a new OC, right? Or am I
O'Connell,
Yeah.
gonna be a lot more 11 personnel, gonna be a lot more tempo. I think it's gonna affect the pass.
I'm
catchers more
actually
than
pretty
everything.
excited about the ceiling of that offense. I think it's going to look a little bit different. I think they're going to actually let Jefferson, I know that they let him do that last year, but they're actually going to let Kirk Cousins like throw the ball and run an actual offense instead of what they were probably getting a lot of like they've had like a weird like Kubiak tie-in like the past like 3 years, 4 years with like Kubiak and Stefanski, and I don't know. I'm interested to see what it looks like. I think there's a ceiling.
Yep. No, I'm not the believer in Cook. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, we're kind of on the record for saying that the absolute bull case that you can make for Cook, in my opinion, is Mixon this year. I genuinely think he can't access that 21, 22 point per game ceiling that he was at a few years ago, given the fact that he's older.
You think it's just an efficiency problem?
Efficiency
we are on the
problem
clock currently.
What
are we looking at here?
So let me see.
I don't mind Kittle.
Kittle.
The wide receivers, we're looking at Godwin. You like Kittle?
I like Kittle.
Kittle with Debo? Yeah, I love that.
Kittle with Debo, and then obviously you hope for Lance later on, but if you miss out on it, then you can always, figure out, hope that Jimmy G
of course,
get some starts there.
How do you feel about Amari Cooper in Cleveland?
Fifth,
as a
sixth round
former Cowboys guy.
I mean, I'll say fifth, sixth round is probably fair. A 412 is a little early for me personally.
Yeah, I don't like that value at all. But
if we're looking at the wide receivers alone, go down, go straight to wide receiver tab. If we're looking at the wide receivers alone, like I would much rather like Terry McLaurin, Sutton, Godwin, MT for sure.
What do you think about? I'm looking at. I don't mind McLaurin. I don't mind Breece Hall.
Dude, I think Breece Hall's a value at 503.
Yeah, I'm down for Breece.
And it gives you a lot more flexibility. We can now go into a fragile running back build where we don't have to, stack up on 6, 7, or 5, 6 dart throws at the end of our draft. We have our locked and loaded 2 hypothetically here. And I mean, I'll tell you right now, Breece Hall, we're not going to get much access to him at 51 as soon as training camp.
We're going to treat this as kind of like a bimodal start. This is the world where Breece Hall is amazing, and he is. I'm trying to think of like a rookie running back that went in like the 5th round that like really paid off recently. I mean, like maybe JT, but I want to say he was more of like a 3-4 guy.
I mean, like I'll say even just a couple years ago. I mean, obviously Hilaire was a bust because he was a 1st round pick, but I mean, Dobbins came along with the stretch. Hunt was very good.
Dobbins was really good down the stretch.
I mean, Akers had a very nice stretch too down the stretch as well. Like all these rookie running backs, especially. I mean, at the 5th round, I feel like the main question mark about the rookie running backs is how early they get the full role. That's the main question. Like Breece Hall, talent-wise, should not be last in the 503 because he's got the profile, because he's got the production.
And you agree that you prefer him over Dobbins too? I think that's probably a wrong rank.
Yeah, I mean the reason why I would prefer him over Hall or over Dobbins in redraft is the access to a potential receiving ceiling.
Exactly.
You don't trade up to go get the guy that you had 18th on your board just to phase him out in the passing game for Michael Carter, a 4th round, 2nd year player.
I agree. Did they come out and say 18th?
He was 18th on their board, yeah.
Wow.
And they talked about the fact that they tried to actually trade up with the Bucks in the 1st round to go up and get him.
At like 20s or whatever it was.
Wait, pardon?
To try and get him at like 28th or whatever that was for the Bucks.
Yeah, they try to trade up a 28th, I believe, with the Bucks to get him in the 1st round. And when he fell right before the Texans pick, they literally jumped the Texans to make sure they got him because that's like the value that they had on him. Damian Pierce red zone roll. I take Walker at 102, so definitely at 103. Yeah, I can't get on board with you there, Ricky. Henry has value insulation off of Nate value. Dude, yeah, for real. Thanks, but anytime there, Daniel. Anytime, a fellow Daniel, I always have to help out. That was a cringe joke, but yeah, we get it. In basketball league, I'm 100% going. Yeah, no, I agree. Again, if I can guarantee you, Ron, right now that you get 14 games of CMC or 17 games of JT, what are you taking in best ball?
It's close. It's close without knowing if those 14 games cover the playoffs.
That's fair. Okay.
If I'm no McCaffrey for weeks 1 through 3 and then 14 straight, I'm taking that 101 very easily. But if it's like if he misses like 2 games in the playoffs, then probably JT.
That's fair. The reason why I bring that up is because if we know that that's a very, very close argument, already building in the factor that McCaffrey's going to miss inherently more games than JT, because I mean that's the consensus from a lot of people, injury prone, whatever, even though running back is a fragile position and a lot of people are quote unquote injury prone. The fact that we're valuing them similarly despite the chance that CMC plays the whole season, we're valuing them similarly with the aspect of McCaffrey missing a few games. That makes me alone feel comfortable taking 101, because as we know, we're shooting for ceiling. If McCaffrey plays 17 games, other than Taylor, maybe you can make the case that he's as valuable as any 2 other running backs, period, in fantasy.
Yeah. And Taylor's RB1 season was one of like the lower point per game RB1 seasons we've seen in a while.
Right?
Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. As much as I love JT.
Yeah. With AJB on the Eagles, how did that affect Devontae Smith and Goddard a 1 point tight end premium? How far did they fall? I mean,
all right, hold up. We are 1 pick away.
I'll answer that in a second. Yep. Go to wide
Damn,
receivers.
they took London. I was hoping for London, Amon-Ra St. Brown, or Devonta Smith here. So now we are in kind of a whirlwind.
I would say go to wide receivers here.
Yeah, I don't mind Burks or Cooks, which don't feel great. I like Ayuk, but I do think we can try and just kind of wrap around and get him there.
Yeah.
I'm down for Burks.
That works. Yeah. That works. I also noticed
take swing on a rookie.
I just want to say too. So I'm down with Burks. I also noticed that the quarterbacks are low key flying off. I mean, quarterback 6 is already coming up the board at near the 7th round.
All right, what are we saying?
I go Burks. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, we'll go Burks. Yeah, but the quarterbacks are flying. Let me see real quick. The thing is, dude, Dak goes late in these drafts, dude.
Dude, it's crazy. And I mean,
83.2 is pretty wild.
I mean, it's funny to me because I feel like a lot of people feel like they're quote unquote burned from the Cowboy stack last year and are letting it fall at value this year.
Yeah.
Because
I agree. Because they started really leaning into the run a little bit at points, right?
Beginning of the season, yeah. The second half of the season, the problem why the offense wasn't as good is, quite frankly, they could not run the ball. They could not keep their offense balanced. Their offensive line was struggling to protect against Ford. That's why they invested in a first-round left guard to replace Connor Williams. People are going to point out the fact that, Connor Williams had a lot of penalties last year. How does Tyler Smith help that, considering he had a lot of penalties? First of all, Tyler Smith's penalties last year happened because he was playing at tackle and because he was very unrefined from a nuanced standpoint. Connor Williams holding penalties were because he was just physically overwhelmed in the middle of the defense or middle of the offense. So getting him there as a left guard immediately impacts that offensive line, immediately improves it. Also, you can smash the button on Brandon Ayuk.
Ayuk, yeah, that's what I was saying. Dude, we just got an absolute. Even if we get Lance, still got a pretty nice correlation there. I'm going to look up real quick who the 49ers are playing in week 17.
49. Oh, yeah, we can cross stack that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me so check that. I'll answer some more comments, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
And to answer this question, Jay Heebs, I'm honestly not too worried. The passing volume argument's going to be the case here. Obviously, from a neutral passing game perspective, the Eagles were one of the least passing teams in neutral game scripts. Or last year, at a certain point, I believe week 5 on, they were the lowest team in neutral game pass script. When you acquire a guy like AJ Brown, you're inherently increasing your passing volume in your offense. We saw a stretch at the beginning of the year last year that the Eagles' ideal offense is that they want to throw the ball. They want to get their playmakers in space. They want to air it out. We saw it in those first few games. So getting AJB all the more increases the chances that I think they go back to a more pass balanced offense than what we saw. I mean, it's a similar case to what we saw and what we were preaching last year going into the season with the Ravens. I mean, we talked about the fact that drafting Rashad Bateman and all the reports that we heard lent itself to the fact that we were going to see that the Ravens were going to pass more. And sure enough, they went from the run heaviest team in the league to about a league average passing offense in terms of output.
Did you see what Hayden said about it? I believe they like posted a video or something on the Underdog channel.
I didn't see it. I'll check it out though.
But he was saying pretty much that he was agreeing with you, and that's the take that I've had recently. Is just that I think you don't spend the 18th overall pick on a wide receiver and then not pass the ball. They also didn't even take if they wanted to take a Breece Hall or something, they could have, and they didn't. They literally waited until undrafted free agent for Kennedy Brooke. Pretty much that in the beginning they were like top 5 in a neutral game pass rate through 6 weeks. He was saying that they're going to probably come out something similar, maybe like top 10, top 15. And the only reason that it wouldn't maintain is probably just because Jalen Hurts can't handle it. And if Jalen Hurts can't handle it, then they have 2023 firsts and they'll dump him next year. So they're going to, I do believe that he's right in that early on, they're going to let him air it out. And if he can handle it and he can be efficient and it works, then I think that that's probably the route that they'll go.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there fully. That's a good call there. Also, do we have any access to, I'm curious, I'm assuming, I mean, what type of access to the Miami offense do we want to stack with Tyreek? Because, I mean, because that's something we can build down the line too. Because, I mean, Tua should be a cheapish quarterback too, I think.
And you're like, why am I doing Raiders? But this is who the 49ers play in week 17, which sucks. It's garbage. We're looking at Derek Carr, Zamir White, Kenyon Drake, Bryan Edwards.
I will say, though, I mean, even if we don't get a stacking standpoint, that is a nice little week 18 matchup there, or week 17 matchup there.
Yeah, just for a game environment.
Output. Yeah, scoring output.
Maybe if we want to wait till like last round on a tight end, maybe like a Foster Burrow. Maybe Waller gets hurt and he gets like a touchdown.
You know what's a sneaky one there that you can get super late? I really like Kenyon Drake there.
Yeah, I don't mind Kenyon Drake at all. I think in this build he makes sense too.
Yeah, and I mean, theoretically there, you're getting a run back as a running back there as we have all the passing output on the 49ers offense, theoretically, if we get our guy. I really like Kenyon Drake, and we kind of heard the rumblings now. Josh Jacobs, his 5th-year option declined, and we saw during certain stretches of last year that Kenyon Drake actually had involvement in the passing game. So you are accessing yourself to a potential passing down type of rule, which we kind of saw in stretches last year prior to Drake getting hurt, with the inherent upside that if Josh Jacobs misses any time, again, I know you're higher on Zamir White. I don't think he's a very good player, and 4th-round draft capital is not going to completely sway me.
I don't think that it's his, he's not the clear handcuff at this point.
For sure. Also, your camera just went out, brother.
My God. I'm all good, brother. Dude.
You're calm. Honestly, Cup should be 101 in redraft. I think he's got an argument, honestly. And dude, no way. Bruce.
Wow, Lance goes. Man.
Are you joking me? Why though?
Hate to see that. He's been slipping a lot recently. I don't think this guy's a single San Francisco guy.
Okay, so we're gonna have to.
I'm praying that Donald doesn't take him. I love Garrett Wilson at this pick. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, 100%. Well,
if we got Burks last turn, like that's crazy.
Dude,
I don't think for 2021, I get that like Burks kind of has like the. I mean, I guess you can project him for more targets, but they're pretty much similar to your problem.
I agree. Also, the thing I want to ask you here: are we pivoting to a 3-quarterback build and potentially getting Wilson and then Jimmy G as our 3rd?
Most likely.
Wilson has to be your 2, I think. I don't think you can suffice with him as your 1.
Yeah.
So if we want to get, a locked and loaded like stud to like head the 1 quarterback position, what other so what do we have? We want to do a 3-quarterback build with what would we say
go
there?
Like
maybe
3-4-9-2, 3-5-8-2. I think both can work for us.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Do you want to maybe see if we can get like Tua at the next pick, and then we can go Tua, Wilson, and then Jimmy G? Okay.
I don't mind. Walker. I don't Claypool. I don't mind Carr. I don't mind Edmonds.
I would probably say Walker there, just because like
Walker, I'm down to go Walker.
Because I'd say if we know we're committing to a 3-quarterback build, basically solving our running back position now is going to help us a lot.
Yeah.
Realistically, we're taking, as you mentioned, a 3-4-9-2. We need one more running back, and that's like a dart throw type of running back in like round 16. So
yeah, exactly. We can get thin here. We can get thin here because the thesis is that McCaffrey is going to be healthy for most of the year, and if he's at your running back spot 1, you really don't need a ton else from the running back position. So we'll kind of see. Like I think Kenyon Drake would be enough.
Yeah, Kenyon Drake is actually the perfect fit, and you're also getting access to that potential final cross stack with the Niners and with the Raiders. So I don't mind that as well. It's just it sucked that guy sniped Trey Lance, man. That is interesting. Where do we leave off here?
Let me see if I can get my camera fixed.
They could have ran 14 personnel with it. Oh, there you go. You're set now with a great line and tight ends and yeah, no, literally though, Brock. Zamir White is just he's got no burst left after he shredded his knee twice, unfortunately. If Logan Thomas is ready to go to start the season, stays healthy, do you guys expect Thomas to be a top 10 tight end in fantasy football this season?
I actually don't mind. I don't think he can project top 5, but there's some guys that'll be in that mix for top 10 outside of like the top like 6 again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's a guy I don't mind taking a swing on.
I think he's a sneaky little.
Let me see his ADP.
Tight end 3, maybe tight end 2, tight end 3. It's probably gonna go late. Yeah.
I mean, I would take Fant there. That's crazy. Fant at tight end 21, Logan Thomas tight end 22.
Oh, that's crazy.
Taysom Hill's fun.
Gerald Everett's fun.
Yeah, I like Gerald Everett too. There's a lot of fun late guys. I like David Njoku as well.
Dude, I love David Njoku. Also,
I'm a big David Njoku guy. Dude,
I don't mind Hayden
David
Hurst.
Njoku's my John Mechie, dude. He went. I don't know him personally, but he went to Wayne
Jersey,
Hills, which is like a high school maybe like 30 minutes away from me. Him and Greg Olsen went to the same high school. Who's like one of the greatest tight end prospects of all time, or tight end recruits, Greg Olsen.
I'm pretty sure Nick went to Wayne.
Like Nick,
Nick who? He's from Wayne, Notorious.
Oh yeah, he went to Wayne Hills.
He's from Wayne. Yeah, I don't know.
He might have been in high school at the same time. I also knew my buddies on the football team played in states against Charles Njoku, his younger brother, who committed at UCLA.
That's jokes. What the heck? Yeah, dude,
but he's not doing nearly as well as David. He's not really even on like Devi radars.
Oh damn! Is he making hamburgers now?
He's maybe like a junior or something. He's on a team. I don't know if he's on UCLA now. He might have transferred, but yeah, he plays like tight end, wide receivers, like a tweener. He was on when Chip Kelly was there on UCLA. I don't know if he's still coaching there.
I just realized you started Bryan Edwards.
Yeah, I had to. I don't even like him, but
I mean, he's on the Falcons.
Here's the thing: if Carr makes it to this 118 spot, 12 picks past ADP, oh my god,
bro.
Insane, dude.
Watson is interesting to me.
Yeah, I don't want to take too many shots because I think I'm going to get really caught up in taking shots on Watson. But yeah, in the 10th round, I already have a team with Watson that I love.
And I also don't mind. I kind of mentioned it in the Superflex video, the last one we streamed. By the way, let's actually
do tough first. We are in a tough spot. I don't hate Kirk. It feels like we're settling a little bit there.
What are the wide receivers?
I don't hate Kirk. I don't hate Edmonds. The wide receivers we got is Boyd, Rondo, Galladay, off a fucking cliff. I don't hate something like a Boyd or a Galladay.
Go to the wide receiver tab quick.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
I don't mind Edmonds.
I'm fine with Kirk.
Okay. We're fine.
Both works. Yeah. We're fine. So we're done.
And then we'll cut it at running back.
Yeah.
And Miami gets us. What was the point? What do we need Miami for? Okay, with Tyreek, that's fine.
Yeah.
And if we get Tua.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're chilling.
I don't know if Tua will fall back to us, but we're fine. We're fine.
I mean, we pick in 5 picks, so I mean, 1103 is okay.
Yeah, we could take Tua there.
So we got Edmonds at the 118, and Tua's current ADP is 128. So I'm fine with reaching. What is that? 5 picks.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm fine with that. Yeah, we can get Tua, and then we're done at running back. Build up the rest of our wide receivers, and then just get one more tight end, and we're fine. Yeah, I agree. We're in a good build here. I like it. Gibson at 2023 second or 2023 first. This is gonna sound gross. I'm taking the 2023 first there.
All right, so we'll take Tua here.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, sounds good. I don't love Tua. If you have Edmonds and Freak, you're getting enough where Tua is good.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Not a huge fan of his ceiling, but I mean, if we can get a collection of Tua, Wilson, and then potentially Jimmy G if he ever gets any starts on San Francisco. That's our bull case here.
Yeah.
We're in a good spot. Yeah. So I mean, for tight end 2, if we get
we can get Finn at tight end 2, I think.
I was gonna say
Mike
that
Gesicki could be there.
Mike Gesicki can make
No.
sense if he's there. I was gonna say maybe you want to access who would you like? Uzama, Ty Conklin. I mean, the fact that the Jets
Conklin
are so
with Wilson would be fun.
Dude, yeah. Well, I was just gonna say the fact that the Jets are so ambiguous at tight end right now kind of makes it so that no matter who is there, like you can just take a shot at any of them cheap.
Yeah.
And they'll have weeks where they catch a touchdown, and that's all you're really hoping for at that point in the draft. Expectations for Dotson and Bell this year: flash and flip or hold and hope. I love both those guys, so I'm fine with just holding, honestly. Yo, this collab is tight. Love both you guys. Appreciate that, Kyle. Appreciate that.
Kyle's the boy.
Oh, yeah. He's an OG. How many TDs for Carter this year? I mean, what would you set I wonder what the Vegas over-under is, but probably say what, like 5.5 maybe?
Yeah, I'd say probably like 4.5, 5.5.
Yeah, that's interesting.
This guy's name is Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Wait, who in the draft?
The guy in the draft right here.
Dude. The hell?
Big respect. I love when people have just like the craziest names.
Also, you got to quickly explain to me how you get the red and the black badges, because I want one of those so bad.
These?
Yeah.
You just gotta play, brother. You just gotta play,
so
brother.
Just how many enter? Okay,
I think that's for being in like over like 1,000 drafts or something crazy.
Yeah, I respect it. I got the snapback one, so like it's the dog with the bandana.
The thing.
Yeah, it's kind of hype. I agree with you there, though, Brock. I agree with you. Keep trade cut pizza edition: stuffed crust, thin crust, or deep dish. I mean, I'm not from Chicago, so deep dish is the 3 there easily. That's the cut. I would say thin, stuffed, and then deep.
Want to hear something crazy that not a lot of people know?
What?
I don't eat gluten.
Really?
Not very tone setter of me. No, I don't.
Hey, my mom's gluten free.
Yeah, it doesn't get well with my stomach.
Okay, I was just about to ask. So you're gluten sensitive then. So
yeah,
I wasn't sure if it was like
it's pretty much like lactose intolerance. Like if I eat it, I'll just have a rough morning on the old porcelain throne.
So you hear that if you ever see Ron in public, you just go to him with a loaf of bread and you're like, "Yo, eat this,"
and demand I eat it. Demand I eat it.
He eats it. Oh, Dan Campbell's gonna have a field day with you. I don't expect JT to get ran into the ground like last year. That's how Reich wants to run things. And yeah, no, that's definitely true. I also saw a report that they want to get Nyheim Hines back, like heavily involved in the passing game. It came out a few weeks ago. Because I mean, they basically just said like we don't want to run JT into the ground. We know Nyheim is very good and adept as a pass catcher. So I'm kind of interested to see what that type of target share amongst the backfield is going to be next year.
Dude, I'm praying to the gods for Kirk Cousins here.
Really?
Dude, 21 picks past ADP.
I just took that in.
And we were trying to get him on the last one, and I regret not taking him on the last one. Come on. Dude. If not, I don't mind Fields either. I don't know how you feel about Fields, but I mean, I know he doesn't really stack with anything. But damn, and they went like Pickens was the other guy I was kind of eyeing in this range.
Yeah, dude, the wide receivers.
Some decent receiver. Like I don't hate like a
Corey Davis isn't.
Yeah, Corey Davis is kind of fun.
Honestly, the reason why
could just take Wilson at this next pick as well. But Kirk would be very fun if this guy passes.
Yeah, if we can get Kirk and then
Kirk 20 picks. Yeah, Kirk 20 picks past ADP. You just have to
just for access. Yeah, and then you could always get an Osborne super late or Irv as your tight end too. Yeah, you're fine there. That's good value.
So Fields goes.
What wide receivers are available?
We can go Wilson or the wide receivers. We're looking at like Parker, Chark. I don't like either of those. I don't mind like a Davis, a Fuller.
I was gonna say, do you want to go Corey Davis and then get Wilson on the way back?
We'd be really pushing it because he has 152 as ADP. We're at 147. Our next pick.
Okay.
166. We could possibly get him to fall, but.
It's risky because he's the second quarterback there. I'd probably just say take him.
I don't mind that either. We can just lock him in.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
We have 3. Like that's a strong way to build out 3 quarterbacks as well.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go Wilson here.
Wilson, big boy Zach.
Love that. I think this is a build. So I think that we're probably gonna end up with what, like three. I think we'll probably end up with like 3-4-9-2. And if like a running back falls, we want to go like we can pivot to 3-5-8-2 if we want. But
yeah, because I mean, like realistically, if we're gonna keep getting falling value at running back, like they can still fill our
like if
collections.
Kenyon Drake later.
Yeah, dude, I love the Drake run back.
Yeah.
Not just because I'm from near Toronto. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I love the Drake run back in this type of build. 100%. Would you trade Barkley for 107 at 2023 first? I am doing that in a heartbeat. I love Saquon Barkley, but 107 at 2023 first is an absolute smash.
I don't think I'd buy Saquon for a 23 first, even though I really do love him.
Agreed. Well, I kind of went through this, and I know Charles Chill posted about this a couple weeks ago. And it's pretty crazy when you consider it. But right now, if I could offer you like a completely random 2023 first or the 102 in this draft, what are you taking?
I actually talked about in the 2023 first video. I think it's close. I think 103 is instant. I think it's tough just because of how much the market's steaming Drake London right now as like a top 12 dynasty wide receiver. I think 10. If I was on the clock at 102, I probably wouldn't. I probably want a little bit extra, but I do agree that it's close, and I do agree even from a process standpoint to probably take the 23 first. It'd be tough for me though.
I agree because it was funny because I mean like as soon as you hear that you're like, oh, give me the 102. I love Drake London. Like he's a 3-4 startup pick right now. Like he's going off the board as a top 12 wide receivers you mentioned. But I mean, we did the 2022 and 2023 class combined mock draft video, and Drake London was our 108. So if we do the math,
wow.
That means, well, I mean, it's so close though, because I mean, you're arguing JSN, Butte, Addison versus London, and that is like pick one out of a hat. Like that's how close they probably are. So if we know, like, I mean, because I think the quarterbacks and the running backs are probably going ahead next year. I mean, I kind of want to see what happens with Gibbs at Alabama because he could even be up there as well.
Yeah, I agree.
If we're arguing that he's arguably, between 4 to 5 players ahead of him to maybe 7 or 8, then that gets you right in the range of an exact random 2023 first with still the inherent upside that you get the 101 and, you get a locked and loaded top 10 startup pick next year as soon as Bijan commits for the draft.
My only counter to that would be a little bit of the equation has to be as well, kind of like the that like future value of $1 thing. So like,
that's fair.
If you trade away $10 in a year from now, is it a worth it payoff, if that makes sense? Which it's hard to
And I agree with that. I agree with that because again, I mean, like just in general, let's just like put it out there right now. You're never going to have to pay a 102 for a 2023 first. You're never going to have to pay that. The 102 this year is always going to be ahead of the 2023 first. Heck, the more relative value that you usually see is about the 106. If I can move the 106 right now for a 2023 first, I am doing it in every single league I'm in.
Yeah, I agree.
So like the fact that we know it's not even going to cost that much for the most part, like for example, 102 straight up, you can probably at least get a 2023 1 and 2, at least. Maybe even a late first this year in the 2023 first.
Yeah. What do you think about KJ Osborne here?
I don't mind it at all.
I don't love him, but I think it makes sense in the build.
Yeah, no, I don't mind that at all. Your camera went out, by the way. I don't mind KJ Osborne as well.
I'm firing the interns.
I'm assuming Madison's way gone. I'm assuming Madison is way gone. Yeah, it's 14th round. He's probably like an 11th, 12th round pick, right? Just go to the board. You could probably see him.
Yeah, he's gone. Man,
Drake is
Lawrence is falling like this.
That's fine. I'm not too worried.
Drake is a little bit far down there. I don't hate Curtis Samuel as in this range. I don't hate. I don't know how you feel about Tolbert. I know I don't mind
Tolbert at all there. Well, the reason why I would actually take Tolbert there is that we all kind of know that Gallup tore his ACL in week 15 last year, meaning that he's probably at least going to be limited, maybe fully out for the first few games of the year.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have already said that Tolbert they expect to get relatively good playing time early, and I think he can kind of fill that pseudo Michael Gallup role, playing as your 11 personnel. He can play in the slot. He can play X for you. He's got that versatility. He can give you a physical presence on the outside. I think that would actually be a very good value here at the 15th round. Not to mention, you're also getting exposure to a very, very high passing output type of offense like Dallas.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it wouldn't shock me if Talbert was like next year or this year's like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Even as much as I don't even love Talbert as a prospect, he has access to a ceiling that Curtis Samuel doesn't have access to.
Exactly.
Just as a rookie that we've never seen could come in. Like, I actually don't mind him either. He grades out similar to me, or similar in my model as like a Mechie, who's like, you know, like an early declare young guy. Like, even for a non-early declare, Talbert looks good. Like, he looks good for a group of 5 guy. Even as much as like Sky Moore looks really good, but Talbert looks like a conventional group of 5 guy where he produced all 4 years. There wasn't any like funny business, and he looks good. I believe reception perception he was okay in. But yeah, he looks solid.
Yep. And I quickly wanted to mention too, completely off the topic. Also, by the way, Haskins at 1508. I love my Michigan boy, but he should not be going above Brian Robinson. That's the name I was going to point out here. Is if you're going, you know, hero RB or zero RB, and you can get Brian Robinson, access to a guy like Brian Robinson, who should be able to mix into that equation with Washington, who has the adequate draft capital, who has the inherent upside if Gibson were to miss games, which we've seen multiple times over the last few years. Brian Robinson as a 16th, 17th round type of best ball pick is a smash.
Yeah, I agree. I even like McKissick, man. I don't even hate McKissick, dude. McKissick going after Brian Robinson too. It's not bad at all.
Here, just traded 108 for AJ Dillon and CH thoughts. Dillon, where would you rank Dillon in this class? Because I mean, like knowing the names there, Jameson Williams, Sky Moore, Chris Olave, I would prefer the 108 side. But like, I would probably say if that was the 110, I would love it. But the fact that it's the 108, I don't.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I guess you can put like CH in there as well, who I don't love. I mean, it's close. It's kind of like Like, I don't. It really depends on the structure of your team. If it's like, if you're just like, I have this one team that I showed on my video where it's like just stacked out the ass at wide receiver, like Chase, Debo, Higgins, all that, and then my running backs are like Tony Pollard and Kenneth Gainwell up top. So I mean, if I had like the 108 in that spot, still, I don't think so. I think I would need like, instead of like, the only way for me to contextualize a move like that to make sense is like if you're sort of in win now mode and then you do the 108 for, instead of like Dylan, make that like Fournette or like an Aaron Jones or
because then you can say you're pushing
James
for
Conner.
a win now.
Yeah, exactly. If you're in a win now, you move that 108 for you know, one of those running backs plus a CEH. I think that gives you enough win equity to make it
worthwhile.
Yeah, and let's assume it goes JMO. Damn, I mean, it sucks because you're guaranteed for Olave or Sky Moore there, so it becomes a little bit tougher. But
yeah, I think I would hold there at the 108 side personally.
Yeah, I agree with AJ Dillon, and assuming your team Dillon's not going to give you difference making production. It's really the only issue.
Yep. Not Ron saying stummy. What are your thoughts on Tony? Relative value, I'm fine with if you know anything after the 203-ish. 203, 205, I'd probably say is about fair value for Tony on the market. And I'm interested in him because I love Tony. I was just about to say, from a pure target commanding standpoint, when he was healthy last year, I mean, he was able to command targets.
Dude, that one blow up game he had where he had like over 100 yards was insane, dude. And he played on less than 50% of snaps in that game. It was insane.
10 for 189. I watched that shit live.
10 for 189 on like 50% of the snaps. Like that, like it'd say, oh yeah, it was against Dallas, right?
Yeah. No, it was against Dallas, and Barkley sprained his ankle that game.
Yeah.
Classic. I love me some Tony on pop, but yeah, no, I agree with you there, Josh, especially at current opportunity cost. I'm fine with taking darts at Tony. We trade the 106 for, we just answered this first name. Yeah, we would actually prefer the 2023 first to the 106. Also, we are back on the
we're up here. What are we saying?
So, we don't need a running back here.
Logan Thomas is interesting. I don't mind like Wandale.
Wandale is interesting.
We could wait. I think if we take Kenyon Drake, we could just do it here.
I'd probably say Wandale.
Yeah, let's go Wandale. I don't mind.
I like that. Yeah, I like
second round wide receiver in the 16th round. Fine. I'll take that all day. That was the same thing we were doing with. Amon-Ra St. Brown had worse draft capital, but yeah. Oh yeah, with Tony last year, that's exactly what we were doing.
Yeah. Except yes, outside of the top 5 and the top 8 of 23 or better. I agree with you there, Josh. I've been trying to get. Yeah, it's tough. Happy Saturday, Danny's. Say, did you hear Traylon? Yeah. I just wanted to quickly mention that Lexi. Apparently, there's been rumblings that it's due to asthma. So, I mean, like obviously, when you first see the video, you're gonna be like, "Oh, he's out of shape," yada yada yada. But apparently, it is because of asthma. Not to mention, I mean,
Are we?
it is. It was, sorry.
Are we saying
Do you want to go Drake here?
I don't mind Kenyon Drake here. I also don't mind Mac this far past ADP, but I'm also down for Drake and just secure the stack.
I'm fine with either. Your call, brother. Your last call.
Let's go. I like it. I think that it's fine. Gives us a little bit more unique look.
Yeah, and we weren't reaching too far. I think that's a good pick, but yeah. So I did hear about that. I don't think it'll. I mean, if it drops his ADP, especially in best ball, I'm jumping at the chance for that. So yeah, and Brock kind of outlined it earlier. Also, a little shout out for Lexi. They're talking about it here, but apparently, so the other day, right, Ron, we were in the chat, and like Lexi's been in our chat before, right? But like changed the profile pic. So Bush was reading the comments and skipped over her, and then I'm like, oh, why'd you skip over Lexi? And I'm like, he's like, oh, that's spam. So there was just a big thing in the chat. I am not spam Bush. Like, thank you.
That's hilarious.
Everybody don't have to worry about Bush calling you a bot today. Not spam. Yeah. Oh yeah, not bot, but spam. Back to my trade. My team is stacked, and I have 102. I have Henry. Blah blah blah. Sorry, I am confused. I'm just taking the best player available always at 102. I pick it. I'm not taking Pickett or Sky. Just 102. Take Drake London. Not think twice about it. But y'all feel comfortable taking Kyle Pitts and redraft? I think late 3, early 4 is probably his relative value right now. Hard to guess.
Yeah, and I'm completely comfortable with it. I think the ceiling there is pretty crazy.
Agreed. Because I mean, Andrews and Kelsey are probably your second rounders most of the time. I'm much more team Andrews than I am Kelsey this year, by the way, just because of the fact that you have the age input kind of mixed in there. It's a little risky, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially not to mention we literally saw 153 targets from Mark Andrews last year, so I'm not too worried from a projectable target volume standpoint compared to Kelsey versus Andrews. So I would personally, again, much rather Andrews straight up, but I mean, so those two are probably going to be your second rounders. Then you're going to get Pitts off the board next, 3-4, and then Kittle probably late 4 for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the early round tight ends this year. It's just there's so much fucking depth this year. It's weird, but I mean, like for example, if I had the choice of taking a tight end in the second round or waiting around and getting Pitts at the 3-4, like I'm going to do that, or Kittle in the 4, I would do that. It's like 95 in Nashville right now. Yeah, no, it's pretty nuts. I mean, heck, we're talking about, you know, him being gas. I'm literally in my own house right now. I have a fan next to me because it's fucking boiling. Alberto or McBride is tight end 2 Dynasty PPR. I think I would rather McBride.
I agree. And you know I'm high on Alberto. I have McBride over him. I didn't realize how solid McBride was as a prospect. I didn't realize that he was going to run he ran like a 4.62, man. I thought he was going to be a non-athlete. I thought he was going to run like a 4.75-ish. Like he's athletic.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. And I mean, his production is as good as any single production profile we've seen in a while. I mean, he had 1,100 yards last year.
He looks like Goddard coming out.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Edwards to Atlanta. Your thoughts? Not an issue.
Do not
or
care.
Not, yeah. Like
he's gonna run wind sprints. He's gonna look good.
I mean, my 108 trade Pickett Sky would have been. Oh, got you. Okay. Yeah, I personally would have rather had Sky there. Personally, Kim K back to the hub. Yeah, I
that's a wild name.
Yeah, Jesus. That's fair there. I've done some hero RBs with JT, and I took Kelsey at the 2-tier, which about the earliest I was okay with.
Oh my God, Uzoma went right in front of us.
That's fine. We can go last round.
I'm down for Conklin. I think Conklin's fun because he'll be the less owned between the two, and you're just taking the lesser side of the coin flip.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. So
the lesser owned side of the coin flip.
So they have what? Uzama, Conklin, and
Ruckert now.
Ruckert now, right? Okay. Yeah, because I mean, Uzoma's probably gonna be the first one for the most part
And
going off.
Isn't Uzoma coming off like a little bit of like a knee injury too, or like kind of an ACL?
Two
I can't
years off
remember
an
exactly what it.
Achilles. 2 years off an Achilles
2 years
now.
off an Achilles. I could have sworn he got hurt in one of the Bengals playoff games too.
He hurt his knee in the playoffs, but I remember 2 years ago specifically, he shredded his Achilles.
Wow.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah, and I mean Conklin was pretty good last year. I mean, I don't think a lot of people talk about it. He was, 600 yards,
he was
5
very
touchdowns. Good. Yeah, you're getting access to that in the 18th round for your stack. Overall, I fucking love our team.
Yeah, this team's solid.
It would have been really, really nice if we were able to get that quarterback. If we were able to get Trey Lance there to mix up.
Yeah, Trey Lance would have been great.
Like
Trey Lance would have been great.
Yeah.
Kirk 20 picks past his ADP is so nice.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, because who's Miami and shit playing in the playoffs? So week 17 schedule. Obviously, it's way too early to project forward, but it's just kind of nice, if you can clearly spot a bad team.
It's worth knowing for sure.
Oh, 100%. From just a game theory perspective. So
yeah,
Miami plays against the Patriots. I don't like that at all. The Jets play the Seahawks, which is going to be. Hey, wait! We got the Jets with the Walker run back.
Oh, I like that.
There we go. Okay. So overall, I mean, I really like how our team looks there. We're about 120. We'll answer some more questions. You, because we have about 20 minutes before we take a break. Do you want to do a sleeper mock or something, or a rookie mock or something?
I'm down for whatever. Yeah.
All right, but we'll mix that in then. We'll do a nice little rookie mock or something, or a couple, just to kill some time. Let me just go mock drafts. I'll prep it. Just get some questions, and I'll just make the draft for us.
I don't think I can put them on the screen.
That's calm here. I could just do this. Oh, here you got this one quick.
Does the Ravens drafting Kalarin likely worry Andrews owners of his future? Not for me personally.
I agree with you.
Andrews is the guy. I don't think rookie young tight ends aren't really going to do anything anyways. Corey Van, any aspirations for Woods tight end this year, or keep him on taxi squad? Yeah, I would just keep him on the taxi squad. I don't think that Jelani Woods will do anything this year on the Colts. Probably behind Mo Alley Cox. It is interesting to know they have Kylan Granson, who I'm not sure kind of what his role is going to be next year. But yeah, he's somebody I think Jelani Woods is just going to have to kind of develop. I was actually reading Lance Zierlein's write-up on him, and he just absolutely roasted him. Just said that he was very raw, bad hands, not exciting after the catch. His breaks are terrible. Like really getting into him.
So basically,
just being polished. Yeah, he's basically just an athlete, which is good, but he's very raw, is what it seems to be.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Also, Lexi said, "What's up?"
I invited you to the draft in the private chat too. I'm not sure if you saw that. And then I can send the draft in the Discord, and I will share my screen for us. Lexi said, with Judy being released from jail, is he still better to trade for, or is Kirk or Bateman better? Who's best to trade for this week? I am ranking that Bateman, Judy, and Kirk in that order in Dynasty, and that's pretty easy for me, to be honest. I mean, Bateman's currently, I believe, my wide receiver 21 in my rankings over on the manifesto. Judy is just after that, so I think he's wide receiver 29.
Wow, you got Bateman over Judy.
Yeah, I definitely do. Do you?
That's interesting. I don't.
Really?
And I actually liked Bateman coming out, and I've actually been a Judy naysayer. I mean, Judy's shown some flashes. He's commanded some targets here and there. I think it's close. The thing is, I think I'm lower on Bateman than most. Really, I don't have Bateman inside my top 24. I don't think.
Really, my bull case for him is that he commanded targets down the stretch. His reception perception profile, despite coming off an injury when he ended up playing. In the games he played with Lamar Jackson, he was above an 80th percentile, really almost across the board in terms of man, press, and zone. So he's separating at an elite level. He commanded targets down the stretch. Obviously, a big target competition out of the window there with 140 targets available with Marquise Brown gone. And I'm not saying that as a vacated target chaser. I'm saying that as Bateman commanded targets down the stretch, and he can maybe even expand his role into a maybe 20 to 25% target share type of guy. And we know that this offense will funnel the passing volume to their playmakers. We've seen it from Mark Andrews, we've seen it from Marquise Brown, we've seen it from Bateman. So I'm slightly bullish on Bateman. Again, he would still be after obviously Chase, Waddle, Elijah Moore, Devontae Smith for me amongst this past class. But I mean, I think he's pretty locked into the 6 right now. I would rather him over Amonra. And I know you might not agree with that, but
I have Amon-Ra over him.
That's fair. I mean, it's close, but
Yeah,
I
no, it's
really like
close.
David.
It's maybe a couple spots.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it just comes down to it comes down to how much you liked what he showed in year one. I would have liked a little bit more. I know that he was hurt, so he kind of gets a little bit of some leeway. But I think I'll be heavily exposed to him in redraft at the very least. He's going to be like I'm going to be targeting all the year 2 guys, and if you're going to get a huge discount because in redraft you have like Devonta, Elijah Moore, and even Amon-Ra St. Brown in like that 5-6 range, but you can get Bateman in like 7th, 8th round, which is a great price.
Wild, yeah.
I'll get that all day.
Oh, easily. Here, I'm gonna invite people in both the chat and the Discord to this, and we should be ready to roll. So you guys should be seeing that comment right now. If you want to join in on this mock draft, I can share my screen. Just as soon as everybody is filled in, we will randomize this thing here. Let me just what else do I got here? Okay, we should be ready to roll. Okay, 2 more spots and 1 more spot. Wow, you guys are filling this bad boy up like nothing. I love it. And we are full. So I'm going to go draft order, randomize this bad boy, and we will get rolling. And I actually have the 102. Love that.
Okay.
Also, sleeper showing Kenneth Walker's name is Ken Walker is making me cringe.
Oh, my God.
Also, my 102 right here. No complaints. A little Drake London action.
Of course.
Here, wait, did we? Oh, yeah, we did read that from Lexi. Keep Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson as my quarterback 2 in Dynasty. I have Herbert as my 1. I mean, like, are you talking about like you're trading either of them? Because I don't mind just rolling out a quarterback trio of
yeah, I agree. Just play the matchups between the other 2.
Yeah, I agree with that. Young tight ends except Jelani Woods. What's Kadarius Toney's value? A second-round pick? Yeah, I'd be more than comfortable paying a second for Toney. I think he showed the ability to command targets when he was healthy last year, so I'm fine with accessing that ceiling. As well, because commentator on NFL Network saying his praises as a top 5 sleeper with Woods. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you said commentator. Which one on NFL Network? The Colts always run 2 tight ends. Granson is a smaller, quicker tight end who I think will work. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you have Jelani Woods as being, quite frankly, like a better version of the pseudo Mo Alley Cox role, if you will, where he's able to stretch vertically, where he's able to be a big body in the red zone. Yeah, I could see that.
This ring's killing me.
Oh God, yeah, no, we got a bunch of sharps here, brother. Should have been ready for the FSC.
Yes, Pickens here. It is. Pickens it is. There he is.
Yeah, no,
I love the clips that have been circulating of him, dude. He's so funny. The like him getting drafted in like a like a
mask. What
the hell are those things called? Yeah. But he's just like in a mask. Yeah, it was like a ski mask, but they're called something I can't think of right now. But hilarious, dude. Just post it in front of his screen.
What do you think about Gabe Davis this year? I've warmed up.
I'm coming around on him slightly. I think he's good at football. I think he's good at football. That's what it comes down to. He's good at football, but outside of that, I don't know. Because he was losing snaps to Emmanuel Sanders last year.
But I will say, and this has been pointed out, once Sanders was hurt, once Sanders did miss time, and Gabe Davis was given the opportunity. Again, people have to contextualize the fact that despite being older, like Emmanuel Sanders was still a good receiver last year. Yeah. And because he's a veteran, like I get it. We want to just say, well, if you're good enough, you're just going to beat anybody out for playing time. Coaches don't think like fantasy players. Coaches are going to see the veteran pedigree. Coaches are going to see the fact that he's a good player, and coaches are going to give him the right of first play. However, when we saw that down the stretch, weeks 14 to 20, I mean, Gabe Davis was commanding nearly 8 targets per game. Like, if you want, again, I'm not going to be the fullest bullish person on Gabe Davis, but if you're getting him around, wide receiver 40 to 45 prices in Dynasty, I'm more than willing to take that plunge.
Yeah, I think I looked at it yesterday, but I have him like wide receiver. I have him like wide receiver 45. He's pretty much I'm right on where like ADP has him now. Yeah. I'm not going to go out there and buy Gabriel Davis, but I'm not going to sit here and say like he's like the worst player in the world. Like don't trade for him. Like he won't be on a lot of my teams. I think that he's getting steamed way too much in redraft. I think he's actually a little bit more of a value in Dynasty than redraft. But
just hilarious. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too. With that factor of Dynasty versus redraft. Like I just actually drafted in our Patrons League. So I took Gabe Davis at the 907. And again, this is a very retool type of team. This is a complete productive struggle. Have 3 first-round picks next year, a few seconds, and my running back core is basically built of guys like Dylan, Hunt, like handcuffs, like handcuff plus type of players is kind of how I would characterize them, where they're going to have a role and still have the inherent ceiling if they have playing time. So that's kind of how I built. So I thought, Gabe Davis, 907. I think I took him at a wide receiver 4 to run off the board. Like, in that type of build, I'm more than fine with it. Think there's any chances Rachaad White can turn into an every down back, or will he always be a third down guy? He's got
dude. You and Bush hate Rachaad White, man.
This is the film bro thought on Rachaad White. He's got the peripherals we love. Commands targets. He's an efficient runner. He's got breakaway ability. And I'm going to make my pick, and I'll continue on that in a second. It's just bad process if I don't take Jalen Holbert.
Yeah, I knew you were going to take Tolbert.
Yeah. But talking about that, this is a film bro take. I get it, but he's got all the peripherals you want. I just don't think from a pure nuanced position of playing the running back position, being able to have that vision, being able to have that feel, that touch, that ability to spot your holes, that ability to spot those cutback lanes. I don't think he's developed in that regard. And talking about a 23-year-old running back who isn't developed as an inside the tackles type of runner does concern me in terms of a projectable long-term 3-down workload. Again, I think he's going to be a fine, mid-second round type of dart because he's going to work his way onto the field as a third down pass catcher. But the people that are kind of pointing to him as, he's going to be, the next workhorse in that offense, Fournette after this year is going to be gone. It's going to be Rachaad. I'm not believing in that.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Where exactly do you have him in your ranks in terms of
I can look right
mid
now
second,
at the manifesto.
Late second,
mid to late seconds about where I have him. Let me just take a look exactly to give a full idea. So in terms of my
I got him 203, 204. So I don't think we're super far off.
He's my 208. So not too far off.
Yeah.
And that's also with the fact that I would prefer Spiller slightly over him. I would prefer Pierce, and I would prefer Algier. Which, I'm not sure if
you guys got me in a pickle.
This is a sharp room, brother. This is a sharp room. This is a weird looking board.
I got caught up in talking. I wasn't checking what I even got left here. I think I'll go Keontae Ingram, dude. I love Keontae Ingram.
I knew you were gonna take him. Yeah, I really like.
I don't think he's my guy.
Yeah, no, he's very, very interesting.
And he's more of a film bro kind of guy.
Yeah. Well, dude,
which I'm fine leading on in the third round. At that point, analytics can't help me with anything. At that point, it's really just, did the flash thing on him? Does he have a path to touches?
Exactly, and I'm glad you mentioned that with Keontae because he does have a receiving profile. He is, I think, a better runner probably than Rachaad White, which might catch people off guard. But Keontae Ingram's a good player. He's a good player, and if you're talking about situation, you're behind a player who's been known for missing time in the past, as a volatile type of running back as it is, and doesn't have much long-term commitment in terms of dead money past this year. At minimum, I can see Keontae developing into that Edmonds type of role. And I don't think a lot of people are baking that into the range of outcomes as much as they should be.
Love it. I think that he has a chance to beat out just the straight up handcuff. I was looking at it. James Conner has missed four games and 5 games the last 2 years. He's older.
Yep. Also,
you get Keontae Ingram to start for 3 games, it's over.
We want to shout out. Appreciate the super sticker from Corey. $10 super sticker. Appreciate that a ton from our member over there, Corey. NFL young boy. I
saw him spraying water on a kid on the sideline.
I've seen that. I'll just get access to that upside.
Oh, Johnny Woods in the 4th round is great.
More than fine with that there. Which side do you prefer here? Dalvin Cook and Mike Williams, or ETN, Gabe Davis in a second? So I would rather, again, you might hate me for this. I would rather ETN over Cook straight up. I think that's how I have it. Weiser was upset with me when I told him that. He was like, well, how? I'm like, well, I don't believe in Cook's upside comparatively to this year.
You just think the efficiency is going to run out on Cook? I remember we were talking about that earlier. Because it's
very, very similar situation to 2019 Zeke if you actually look at the efficiency metrics, if you have to actually look at the overall production.
Because he doesn't have 100 catch upside. He has to get there on a almost Gurley efficiency because he's only going to catch 60, 65 balls.
And could he be Zeke? like because Zeke's been RB7 and RB9 the last 2 years. Like, could Cook get there? Yeah, sure. I think he can, but is that really something that's going to pay off for you at that 1-2 round turn and redraft? Absolutely not. That's kind of where I'm at with Cook, because I feel like
I feel it.
I feel like a lot of people are overvaluing that they think they can get access to that 2020 Cook ceiling, and I don't think he's that type of player anymore.
That's fair, because he's going to get there on efficiency, so he needs to be good at football to get there.
100%. Which I do, but either way, speaking of that, that's actually really close. I would say Etienne Davis side, but that's a pretty fair deal in terms of win now versus rebuilder, I would say. In terms of Cook and Williams versus Etienne Davis in a second.
I would have loved Kevin Harris. I love Kevin Harris. I don't know how you feel about him.
I don't think he's that good at football.
You don't like
honest, bro. I mean, he's got all the analytical things you look for. He's got size. He's got production. He's proven he can handle a workload. I think he's a plotter.
Noah Hills likes him on film.
I know he does. Does he watch film?
I don't know. I think he does. I'm gonna say he does. I think that he's a film-ish kind of guy. But I think Z had D5 3 too.
Fair. Again, it depends to me how much you're valuing that 2020 tape versus 2021, because apparently
that's
again,
fair.
My
chart's also absolutely tough to get through as well. But
I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about a 4th round rookie pick. Like, I don't dislike anybody at 4th round rookie pick prices. Like, yeah, exactly. I'll keep it a buck. Like, if he was going, if he was an early 3rd rounder, I'd be like, okay, you know what? You can't take him over Brian Robinson. You can't take him over, Keontae Ingram. You can't take him over some of these receivers. But 4th round, like, whatever. I didn't think he was that good, but, you're getting access there to a potential.
I'm going to assume you take Haskins over him.
Haskins, yeah, I would take Haskins over Kevin Harris, yeah.
I think that's fair. I have him in the same tier.
I think Pierre Strong's a better player than Kevin Harris.
Yeah, I have Pierre Strong ahead, too.
Oh, wait, thoughts on pricing? Can I drop or stash? It fully depends on how deep your benches are. They're kind of just roster clog, I would say. Like, if you have like a 30-person bench, then you may as well keep them. But like, if you have like a 15, 20-person bench, they're kind of worthless to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Pixon's the NFL young boy. Granson will be more like Doyle, and Woods will be. Yeah, no, I can see that as well. That's a good take there. I trade for Judy when the arrest news came out. Him in a 3rd. Oh, that's stealing. I don't know how you got Judy plus for Miles Sanders, but give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah, that's insane.
Got offered 207 for Frymuth. I'm taking Frymuth over there 207. Pat's interesting to me. Again, he's not got the highest ceiling, so maybe you would say if you can get high enough prices, you're willing to sell. But
I'm not selling at 207.
Not at 207. I'm saying more so if you're getting in that 111, 112 range,
yeah,
maybe you consider.
It's a conversation there.
But at the 207, I think that's just kind of disrespectful. Pat Frymuth to me is still a locked and loaded at worst, even if you're pessimistic on him, a top 10 dynasty.
The interesting part about Frymuth is we don't know how athletic he is. He didn't test, so it's like, I think he's probably he's definitely probably not too athletic, but there's at least like a glimmer of hope. I mean, like that Penn State weight room, man, with Saquon, Gesicki, even Troy Apke, the white safety who like just went crazy at the combine.
Dude, I remember that.
But I don't know. I mean, I guess probably he's not a great athlete, but I don't know. I can't find an accurate 40 time on him. Yeah, he's probably mid low 7. But I mean, if he ran like a 4.71 at his size, or like a 4.69 or something with like a juiced combine, we probably look at him slightly different. But yeah.
Yep, for sure. We'll get through a couple comments. Probably have time for one more rookie draft. Hop off at about 150, and then 10 minutes breather. Make some food, maybe get some food ready for that next stream, and then I'll be hopping on the boy Ron's channel. So if you guys want to continue in the chat, have some fun, shoot off some vibes, we're going to be over on Ron's channel in a bit.
Yes, sir.
Outlook of Mike Williams this year. I think he's top. It's tough. He's a very volatile player to peg.
In 22?
Yeah, I would say like I'm comfortable ranking him in my top 24.
Yeah, I would say like top 30, top 24. I think his ADP on Underdog right now is like 22, which is too high for me, but
it's to be fair with that, you're getting insulation for your stacks. So I understand why he's pushed up the board a little bit more, maybe ahead of, for example, like a guy like Brandon Cook is probably in his range in terms of redraft, but you would much rather Mike Williams in best
He's
ball.
actually wide receiver 18.
In best ball.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the guys behind him, I can't say are even like anything crazy. I mean, we're looking. I would prefer Hollywood Brown, but then we have Amari Cooper, Godwin, Judy, McLaurin. I think I'd probably have McLaurin, Sutton, Allen Robinson, Michael Thomas, Gabriel Davis. I think. See, this is where we have a little bit of a misunderstanding here. Is where me and you we're fine. Gabriel Davis, wide receiver 40s in Dynasty, but wide receiver 27 in redraft over Bateman, over Elijah Moore, over London, over Burks, Amon-Ra, Devonta Smith. I can't. There's no way.
There's
no way.
There. And I'll quickly add to that too, because like if he was like priced, wide receiver 35, I'm like, okay, it's a little expensive, but obviously you're getting access to that Josh Allen stack. Like I don't hate it at that price. But 27, you're taking over guys that you expect to have legitimate like wide receiver 2 level type of production. And I don't necessarily believe I can fully get that out of Gabe Davis right away. So I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
Here, I will quickly send this in the chat here. I'll click this for you so you can read that.
I have Ingram because of this channel. Love to see it.
Is there watched it last night? Oh, got you. Okay, Corey. Yeah, fair, Brock. Fair. You guys think Dalvin Cook is falling off that hard? I haven't heard. And I do, Ryan. And we're going to talk about it a lot during the offseason, but I did again, a lot of studies have been made in terms of the actual data, but I kind of went through a lot of smart people doing some good studies on the actual effect of point per game fall off as you get a running back getting older and older and getting inherently more touches. And Dalvin Cook's right on that threshold that we saw from Zeke after 2019. Yeah. And we saw the efficiency decrease. And we
I'm gonna take a look right now. His fantasy points over expected was like Najee Harris level bad. Like it was not good.
It's very sketch. I'll post this in here as well. I'm already in a spot, so you guys can get right in there. Danny, off topic, Jared. Oh, what the fuck? Don't kill me. Ooh, this is interesting. How would you rank these guys in Dynasty?
Hollywood, Sky Moore, Bateman.
In that order?
That was just me reading it off the screen, but I think so.
Honestly, I would make it Bateman, Hollywood, Sky.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're high on Bateman.
I like him, man. I think he's good at football.
Yeah. You liked him, right? I liked him coming in as well. You liked him as a prospect?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a first round grade for me. First round grade for me. Yeah.
Dude, Lance Zierlein gave him a rough wide film. Like one of the lowest I've ever seen for a first rounder. He was in like the Nelson Aguilar range, which it's just one piece of the puzzle, but it is worth mentioning. But I mean, like you said, he does look good on reception perception.
Really good. Like his reception perception.
His rookie one was good too. His prospect one. That's what I meant.
I'll quickly say, anytime I can get Treylon Burks at the 105, I'm saying a prayer. I'm having a good sleep at night and praying on it. Let's go. 109 for Sutton this year, open to anyone. I'm taking the 109. I'm taking Sky Moore. I'm taking J-Mo. I'm taking Chris Olave. That's very close, but
it's close. It's close.
If you're win now, I don't mind it, but give me the rookies. If you're win now, I don't mind it though. Odafe out. Yeah, dude, that Penn State is literally the all genetic freak.
Yeah,
team. Like
they're juicing over there. There's no
100%.
way. J-Mo at 1.
Micah. Oh no way! Wow, good pick.
All day.
Easy money. Let's go. Oh, Micah Parsons. Yep. I don't mind having Hollywood over Bateman, but I wouldn't say 2 over signs. Like they're still really close. I think, and again, I have Bateman slightly higher. Again, if you want to rank Marquise up there because he has 140 target ceiling, as we've already seen from him in the NFL, I'm fine with it. Not to mention you're getting access to a highly high passing output type of offense there in Arizona. So I don't mind if you want to rank Marquise over Bateman.
The shower narrative too, with him and Marquise Brown at Oklahoma.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I really like Marquise. I really like Marquise's value in Dynasty, but at the minimum though, I would say like take at least one of those oversigns off. Like if you prefer Hollywood. Taiwan is a country. Agreed there, David. That Taiwan is a country.
There it is.
Interesting. There, there it is. Taiwan is a country. Someone better snatch up David Bell, the rookie. Dude, we're all the way in with you there, Sonia. David Bell is a stud, and I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to say may or may not say anything else. Come on, Anthony. Oh, Anthony's a follower of ours. Fucking both of us. He's gonna do it.
Dude, Anthony's an OG.
Oh yes.
Wow, Wandale over David Bell.
I agree with you, Sonia. All day, David Bell every day. He's actually my 110. So getting him in at the 205. Yeah, dude, I love David Bell. I thought he was a really good prospect. Wait, who does?
Dynasty.
Oh yeah.
He has him there as well. He came out as like an elite prospect in his model.
Yeah, dude. Well, the one bugaboo of him is the athletic profile, but if you actually look at his like comparables, I mean, you're talking about Keenan Allen, you're talking about Jarvis Landry, you're talking about elite target getters at the NFL level.
100%. He looks like those guys.
Yep. Did you guys see the reports how Burks reported out of Yeah, no, I did see that. Apparently, there were also reports that he has asthma as well. And as Brock also mentioned, the weather right now in Nashville is like 95 degrees. So I understand it. I'm not letting it affect me too much. Still sketchy on Williams. Took Sky. That's fine. I mean, I think they're same tier personally. So if you want to go Sky, you want to go JMO. I have JMO a couple spots higher, but I'm not going to get mad on that at all. I think they're same tier.
The class after I actually like JMO a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree slightly. This class after 108, Pickett shouldn't go top 8, by the way. Yeah, so I mean, I still don't mind Dotson. I know you wouldn't put him at 109, but I mean, I thought he was a good prospect. I thought he can be, a wide receiver 2+. Like, think the comparable I saw for him when I was watching him was like a Tyler Lockett, or maybe he's never going to be a true number 1, but he's got the ability to affect the game on all 3 levels of the field. Very good route runner, very, very good hands, and can separate. So I would say Lockett's like your comparable there. So if you
what if I told you I would say all those same things about Chris Olave?
I would counter that. I do think that Olave is like Jahan Dotson, only he's kind of an elite separator, if you will. Like Dotson's
gives him a little bit more of a boost.
What, Olave?
Yeah, Olave. So I guess you're saying he kind of access to like a
he's like
Diggs Ridley in that area.
That's where I would put Olave. I don't think
that's fair.
Like again, I think Dotson's nuanced. I think he's a really, really good separator, a good route runner, but Olave is probably the best route runner in this class. Olave is probably the best separator in this class. Matt Harmon's reception perception, he was quite literally, I think, 88th percentile or higher across the board. Man, press, and zone. The main question mark about Olave is going to be that yak ability, but if we're talking about fit as well, I mean, Jameis Winston needed that player that can stretch the deep third of the defense for the Saints. Michael Thomas going to have that intermediate role. Obviously, got Jarvis now there to also. Actually, I'm on the clock here. I don't mind Brian Robinson at the 305. You got Jarvis and Michael Thomas kind of taking up that intermediate role. I think Olave's got both the deep seed and the deep separation ability to really be that guy that we've seen Winston lean on in the past. So I really like Olave. Again, does he have fringe top 12 ceiling? I would say that's probably where I put it. I don't think he's ever going to finish as like a top 3 or top 5 receiver, probably. But, could I see him, being a consistent 120 to 140 target guy, being, a 1,100-yard receiver at the next level and giving you top 12 production? I can see that. Which was
my question: if he came out, last year, where do you think you would have had him among those wide receivers? Let's say he comes out last year.
I probably right after Elijah Moore.
So that's after Bateman too. So it'd be like Bateman, Elijah Moore, Chase, Devonta.
He'd be 6.
Waddle.
Yeah, he would be after those guys. Yeah, which I mean, is not an indictment on him. It's just last year's class was elite.
It was a great class. I think the only issue for me is that he would have been like wide receiver 6 in that class.
Probably would have been an early second last year.
Yeah, like an early second last year, and then returning to school hurts him so much. My biggest thing is again, like he would have been wide receiver 6 in last class, and then he comes back this year, and I'm not sure he showed a ton on like I'm not sure he showed a ton that like made me say like, oh, this guy should now be a top 12 pick. Like if Elijah Moore is not a top 12 pick, I have a hard time. I mean, I know it's like Ohio State and whatever, and I know he had the competition, but I don't know. It's tough for me. I think that some of it is because of the inflation of like the AJ Brown contract and the Tyreek Hill and the Devontae Adams
It's 100%.
contract.
It's 100% wide receiver market inflation. I kind of alluded to it going into the draft, but I basically said I think I said I expect the top 6 wide receivers to come off within the first 20 picks. Everybody's like, oh, what do you mean? Like I can't see that. I'm like, teams are not stupid. Wide receiver from a pure economic standpoint is one of the highest rising valued positions in the NFL. So if we're looking at it, and we know if this wide receiver hits and becomes a wide receiver 1, you're getting a $25 to $30 million player on a rookie scale contract for the next 4 or 5 years of team control. NFL teams think of that. So I said it, and it ended up coming to fruition that we did, I believe, see 6 exactly go in the top 18 picks.
And you saw teams like clamoring to get up there too. You had the Lions trade up, you had the Saints trade up.
And
Washington traded up for Dotson.
Pardon?
Did Washington trade Dotson, or were they always at 16th? I think that they were at 16th.
Washington traded down, I believe.
Oh, you're right. You're right. They traded down from 11.
Which, I mean, like, if you wanted a receiver anyways, also, I'm on the clock here. I thought Keontae would have fallen. I was hoping.
Not past me.
Yeah, facts. There's nothing here. Oh, this is gross. Fucking hell. What is this board? I don't even have time to, sure. I'll just go Snoop, I guess. Oh, nice. Okay, I got Justin. Yeah, sure. This class after 108. Stewart the GOAT. Yeah, there you go. You got
I appreciate you, brother.
Big art. You know Kosher?
I believe that he's
OG in the chat.
A regular on my channel.
Love that. I really think Bell. I think that's a good comp for what Bell could potentially be this year. Also, my mic for whatever reason is here. Give me a second. Sorry, my mic is just falling on me. Here, are you good?
All right. I'm back in the stock exchange here, fellas.
Yes, sir. Sorry, my mic was.
How are you guys let me take Kyron Williams at the 409?
Yep. Yeah, that's. I thought about him on my last pick too. I actually think I have him higher, but I kind of panicked because my mic was falling on me.
100%. 30-second clock or whatever it is, it's tough.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I forgot about Dotson this class. Oh, that's fair, Brock. Dotson quicker Edelman. I could see that he could play that role the next level. Bell can be great comp there, Lexi. Great comp. Deshaun Watson's going to unlock Cleveland's offense potential because they're loaded. Watson's really going to expose Baker Mayfield by being on this team. Yeah, I can see that too. I mean, Watson is a locked and loaded franchise quarterback, which, I mean, Mayfield kind of wishes he could ever be, which he will never be. So I could see Bell having a really nice role. Everybody loves it. It was most likely the bust of the top 6 receivers. I mean, most likely the bust. Fuck, I mean, so top 6, you're talking about what? Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave.
Let's say just top 6 off the board in this draft. Rookie draft.
Oh,
London through JMO.
I mean, I would probably say.
I think the ones I wouldn't mention would be Wilson and London.
100%.
Yeah.
If we're talking about a volatility standpoint, you'd probably say what, Burks and JMO?
Yeah, in that range. I think you disagree. I think the only reason I would almost probably put Olave just because the non-early declared thing is a really tough it's a really tough thing to get past for me. A non-early declared picked in the first round, you're looking at like Corey Coleman, Kendall Wright.
Fair.
It's just Kevin White. It's a rough list.
I will say the counter to that is from a contextual film standpoint, Olave is a nuanced, like to me, he's like Devontae Smith B+ version.
Okay.
So like and not to mention the early versus non-early declare point, like he was a really solid producer. If he had declared last year, he would have been a good analytical prospect.
Yeah, I
So
would have liked him if he came out last year. That's kind of
so
the conundrum for me.
so like the question mark I have is, at what point do we contextually like think that, he played at Ohio State. He wanted to try to win a national championship. He wanted to try to push over the edge. He wanted to be in that, offense that is quite literally an argument for one of the best in the country. So
Yeah.
at what point do we like fully ding him? Again, I do agree you have to ding him a bit because of the type of, comparables between early and non-early declare. But I will say contextually, I do think Olave compares like from a relative NFL translation standpoint a lot better than some of those names that you mentioned, because of the fact that he's already a nuanced professional receiver that can separate at all three levels of the field, and is, oddly enough, people don't give him enough credit. He is one of the best contested catch receivers in this league too, or in this draft too. Like he was, I believe, in top 3 in this class according to reception perception in terms of contested catch success rate.
That's
So
interesting.
it's very interesting because I think, again, like that's perfect for working with a guy like Jameis, because if you can unlock that deep portion of the field in a Jameis offense, like you're going to have output regardless. And I
Yeah,
mean,
Olave is interesting too because it is like the film versus analytics thing, and I still like I dinged him. He's still like my 108. The reason I say his floor is because of the early declare thing, but I don't mind the idea of the early declare means that he has a low floor, but I also think you could argue he has a high floor because he has like such a refined skill set that at
yes,
the very least he should be like, like this is a bad one, but like a Rashard Higgins at the very least, you know what I mean, or like a I'm trying
I
to
mean,
think of somebody better than that, but like a Cole Beasley, like a refined route runner that has a role, like a
um,
Jericho Cotchery, my Jets, you know what I
if,
mean, like
if,
that, something like that.
if I were to look at my wide receiver rankings right now, I mean, I think the absolute like maybe worst case you can make is like a Darnell Mooney type.
Yeah.
I would say that's about, where he's never a true one, but he's a good route runner. He can probably, in the right situation, I think the Saints are the right situation. Outside of Michael Thomas, he can command a solid target share even as a rookie, because of the fact that there's a lot of ambiguity in that wide receiver room past Thomas. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we're talking about 20 to 22% target share even as a rookie.
Yeah, I like Lockett too. I know you said Lockett
Lockett solid, yeah.
for Dotson, but that's where I see him. But I get though, I get though the other side that he could be like Diggs, Ridley, technician that's like slender or whatever. That's in his
Yeah,
range.
for sure. So we'll get through some comments and then wrap this up, and we can we don't even have some grace time, but we can head right into
Mhm.
your stream. So if you guys want to follow us, again, I'll read some of these last comments, and if you guys want to follow us, you just subscribe. Ron Stewart on YouTube. I'm sure if you guys are watching us, you would already be subscribed to Ron, but if you aren't, make sure you go sub. We're going to be heading live between 2 and 3:30 ish over on his channel as well. So rip these comments off like a band-aid. I think Pickens will be a dud. He is a very volatile prospect, I will say. Range
Yeah,
of outcomes is very interesting with him. So I don't mind that. Kyle Phillips round 4, I don't mind. He can get a slot role right away on that Titans team that, quite frankly, lacks people that are able to separate in that wide receiver room past Burks and Woods. So I don't mind him potentially getting a role there. Ingram wasn't getting past me either. Corey knows ball. What can I say? That's pain there. I think him being a late declare pushed him down 1 tier for me compared to where he would have been last year. I agree with that.
that's what I got.
That's a good point there, Brock. And Matt, appreciate that. Yeah, we do have to know as a community when there should be some type of film exceptions. Because again, I'm more than fine embracing the numbers. I'm more than fine with taking an analytical approach because it does matter from a macro standpoint. But from a micro level, being able to say, okay, well, this is contextually why that was the case and why he's in a lower bucket. I feel like we have to be able to do at a
And
better rate.
for an analytics guy, I'm much more
100%.
open to the film and everything. And I don't evaluate it myself, but I do lean on like guys like you, Lance Zierlein, all the big and reception perception, of course. So I'm open to all angles.
For sure. So I'm the third highest.
Yeah,
20%.
that was a crazy tweet.
I gotta check that out, but that is interesting there. And what's his name? Ron Stewart. So if you guys want to see that, I will actually just pin the name here. You guys can go search the channel. I will put it in the description as well if you guys are watching this back. So either way, appreciate you guys for sticking around for the last 2 hours nearly, and go check us out over on Ron's channel. Peace out.
I'll see you guys.
Yes, sir.